Hey,
Hi,
Hazel, I don't see your face, Hazel.
and you're muted.
I am?
No, Hazel is.
Oh, Hazel is. Where'd I go? I got all these screens open there you go. All right. So where is everybody?
That's what I was wondering. I was the first one on. I was like, I just checked. Do I have the right date? Would be
Well,
just like,
I got a phone call and I had to log off, but was it where's and here's Amy. Hey Amy.
Oh, wait. Yep, yeah, okay.
How you doing? Did,
Okay,
did everybody survive?
barely. I had to have somebody come with a sledgehammer and get my car out of the ice.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I was frozen in. I wasn't snowed in. I was frozen in. I couldn't get out of my house. The screen door wouldn't open. It was just blocked by ice. So I was planning on just staying in the house for a week. And I posted something on Facebook today, and my Jeannie's son, Dave Williams, I I hear some noise, the dogs bark, and I go out there. He had my whole front all shoveled all the way up to my door. It was wonderful.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
I gave him
What
I gave him a nice tip.
what happened with that accident in front of your house?
How
Or
about
like down the
that?
block?
Did you see that?
I saw a picture and then I couldn't find anything else about it. It was weird.
Well, a truck was driving down the street. He must have hit a car was parked in the opposite direction, and he hit like the passenger side uh, headlamp and
Mm,
flipped the truck over. It was like a
Jesus.
panel van, big one,
Yeah.
big panel van. And Dave Williams, the guy across the street, came out, and the guy crawled out of the back of the van and said, "I'm okay," and he ran away.
Oh my God.
And that was it. And I heard this loud bing bang boom. Cooper doesn't like loud noises, so
Yeah.
he came under my legs. I said, "I better get up and look and see." And I saw this van in the middle of the street, and I called 911 right away. It was like it was scary. And the kids, it hit the car of the people who live in the house two doors down,
Mm,
and all the kids were screaming. And I
no.
was like, "Oh my God, I hope one of the kids wasn't near the car or in the car."
Yeah,
They play out there all the time.
that's
And
crazy.
it turns out everybody was okay, and they had that van uplifted and out and within an hour and a half.
I don't know how they do that stuff. That's great though. I mean, it's good that they got it out of there. I can't.
Right, right. So,
I'm
all
crazy they
right,
got
so
ran.
we have Hazel's here.
Can you
Barb,
see me now?
how you
Can
doing,
you
Hazel?
see? I'm good. Can you see me and hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what the heck that was, but whatever.
And Jerry's here,
Hi.
and we have a new Brendan Berg.
Hello,
Hey,
nice to
Brendan,
meet you.
could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I've been going to Egg Harbor City, at least living in the area on Fifth Terrace for about 5 years now. So I just wanted to kind of get a little bit more involved in the community, especially as I've seen, more initiatives done the past few years, especially the kind of
Gary?
like archway and just stuff going on. So I just wanted to be more involved.
Great.
Are you interested in the environment?
Yeah, I definitely am. My line of work, especially focuses on tree work, as well as, we do removal, but also planting, making sure that there's no invasive species. And especially as I've uh, definitely been in the area for a while, um, I've definitely seen a lot of areas of opportunity, and I like where it's headed, especially with the shade tree commission that I believe was recently discussed. I've seen street trees being planted along.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely interesting to me, and I want to see the better of it for the community.
Good. Well, Brendan, meet Jerry. He's our arborist. And,
Hi. Nice to
and,
meet you.
Hey,
and
Jerry, nice to meet you.
I
Cool.
work here at the city full time, all day long, not just as an arborist. I'm the administrator and the public works manager. So
That's great. Yeah, nice to meet you, sir.
you too.
Uh,
All right.
hey, Dan. How you doing, Dan?
Okay, Nanette, how are you?
Good, good. I like your t-shirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, this is my casual wear. This is what I this is what I really wear unless I'm going to a meeting.
Before we get started, I was going to ask you guys if you've been following the venerable monks traveling across the country. They started in Texas, and they're walking on foot to Washington, D.C., some of them barefoot in the snow, and they have a dog with them who is a loca. It means light, and the dog is just as sweet as the monks. And I've been enjoying that with all the nonsense that's going on with our country. It's nice to see people doing something peaceful. And have you guys had a chance? It's what do they call them? What's the name of they're on Facebook, and they post something every day about their walk, and at night they stop for dinner, whoever feeds them, and they have, I guess, warming stations set up along the way, but it's just amazing.
I didn't know they were on Facebook. I would like to see that. Yeah, on
They
Facebook.
are on Facebook. Just type in monks and then it'll come up.
Yes, that's what I figured.
Or Aloka, and Aloka the peace dog, and I think it's called Peace Walk, and
Yes.
Aloka the peace dog. So he looks like Cooper a little bit, and he's got a white heart on his forehead.
Oh my gosh! Wow, cool.
So anyway, okay, so let's get started here.
Wait, before you get started, I just want to say I'm not an Egg Harbor City person.
Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara. I know you forever. So.
No, I know, and I realize some of these people are wondering what I'm doing here. So anyhow, I'm a member of Stafford's Green Team, and
Wow.
so I'm just sitting in to see how another green team, whatever, operates. And we also have green drinks up here in town. So so I'm just really just eavesdropping.
Okay.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yep.
I don't know if everybody's aware of it, but the Sustainable Jersey folks suspended their certification for 2026. We could have applied at the end of 2025, but they told us this was coming. So we just delayed doing our application and until they're already making changes. So, they change stuff in midstream all the time, which is very aggravating. In fact, that was a questionnaire that they sent out, and I put in there that you got to stop, changing things. And, we're get an action done. Who said that? Who's that? We're working to get okay. We're working to get actions done, and then the next thing you know, they're either being withdrawn, expire, or are replaced. A prime example is they wanted us to do the tree replacement ordinance, and we had worked on that last year, early in the year, and the public wasn't taken to it, so we had to kind of delay it for a while. And before we even got through the year, they changed the action and made it a lot harder to get points for that. So our ordinance doesn't fulfill their wishes. So we're not going to work towards getting points for that action. And, that's a biggie for us. And it's a little disappointing and it's not a lot of points. I think it's like 5 or 10 points, but still, it's just the point. And I gave them my 2 cents on a survey that I sent last week about what they should do in the future. And I said, just don't be changing things all the time. Wait until, they get most of the towns get the action done. And then the next round, you can make it harder to maintain those points or something like that. But don't be changing them while we're working. They did that once before. I was trying to get the city to do a pets in the community action, and it wound up that I had to do most of the work on that because we didn't have the cooperation of the people who live in town who could really do nice things for the pets in our community. And they withdrew it before the end of the year. And so like I worked for a year, over a year, doing a series of newsletter stories about pets in the community and all that. And they pulled the action. So I don't like that. It's like we're working over here,
People do not realize how hard you work. You work very, very hard on this all the time, on everything here. I appreciate it very, very much.
Thanks for saying that, Heath.
People should know what you do.
Okay, so in any case, we have a lot going on, not only in the green team, but through the city to get some actions done, some big actions. And when we apply this year, we might be able to accumulate enough points to get silver certification, which is a big deal. I think you have silver in your town.
Yeah, we do.
And well, we're doing a lot of the stuff that your administrator does.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have Matt Vonderhayden. I don't know how many of you know him, but anyhow, he's our township administrator. Yeah. And he brings this like strong background in grant writing. And he's just,
he's the best.
Yeah, he is.
He and I served on the New Jersey Municipal Managers Association executive board for several years together. So Matt and I are pretty good friends. He's a really good guy.
You know how
professor at Villanova. He does a lot more than Nanette. This guy does a lot more than I do, and I do a lot. So he's really a superstar.
I don't know when he sleeps.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
He used to work for Rick Dovey,
Yeah, he worked for Rick Dovey. Then he worked for Peter Miller, and now he works there at Stafford. Yeah.
No, he's the best.
He is.
And then we are with maybe one more action, we'll be eligible for Gold Star certification in climate readiness. And some of the things that they have, these gold stars that they give, and they're a real big deal to get. They have one for energy, one for municipal operations, one for health, and one for water. And we're going to apply for gold standard in climate readiness. And some of the actions required, we've already done, and I'll let you know what they are. Comprehensive climate change related hazard vulnerability assessment. It's a mouthful. We're working on that now with our team, with Remington and Vernick and so forth.
We're pretty close, by the way. We're pretty close.
Yeah, we should have that within a couple months.
Yep.
We already did our land use pledge resolution. We did that several times already. We just renewed it, I think, in 2024. We're working on a complete and green streets policy with Ryan, the engineer. We already did the green development checklist, which we intend to update. Right, Jerry?
That's correct. We're gonna update the checklist by resolution. That gives us 10 points on sustainable New Jersey.
What do we have to add to it that we?
He just had a couple of comments. I can't recall what they are. I think I may have shared the email. If I didn't, I'll find it tomorrow and share it.
Okay.
It was minor. It wasn't a big deal.
Right. We also did a heat island assessment and mitigation plan, and the heat island assessment was really done by the folks at Dell Conservation District. And the young man came to city council, presented it. It was really good. And Jerry's already done the plan to mitigate some heat islands, and planted a lot of trees in those heat island areas.
Tree planting in
the city
in subsequent years. We did, Nanette. We finished we planted trees around the heat island, around the elementary school. We planted trees there, so that portion's been satisfied. We haven't mitigated around the intersection of Deer Street and Philadelphia Avenue. That'll be in the future. That'll be in next year's planting. Or this year, sorry.
It's in the plan. It's just, you just have to do a plan.
Yeah. I did the plan. I sent them the plan.
You sent them the plan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the next action we would had to do was the community forestry management plan, which we adopted at the end of last year. But when we sent it to the state, they sent it back and asked for a little bit more information. And Jerry took care of that for us.
That's been finalized, and just got to get Mayor Lisa to sign it.
Yeah. And so we'll have that. And then there's one action, the fifth action we don't have. We'll have to work on that. I'll let you know what that is. We also did a sixth action, brownfields inventory and prioritization. So we're working on a brownfields plan. We're planning on taking one of our brownfields, which is the old dump on Deer Street, in the industrial park, and hopefully we'll turn it into a solar community solar project. That someone is working on that, and we should know this year if that's going to happen. The developer who has been appointed has like a window where he has to get his investigation done and in the hopper before the funding opportunity is withdrawn by, I don't know who's taken, I don't know if it's the state or the federal government. I think it's the federal government is going to like phase out that type of project. You know, they don't care about solar.
No kidding.
It was funding. It was the funding. Yeah, they phased out the funding, not the projects, but
right.
You can do as many projects as you want. Yeah.
Seventh action would be a tree protection replacement ordinance, which we have, and we're working on doing a community wildfire protection plan as well, and that's going to happen this year too. The one action category is climate readiness through a social system from a list below. Community equity and diversity profile, community education and outreach action, community asset mapping, but we did that. We did asset mapping before. We might have to just update that. Community food pantry, banks, soup kitchen, and anti-idling education, which we did before and would probably have to be updated. So we've had a lot of actions done in climate readiness. So I would love to go to the convention in November and get recognized, because you get your name put on the front page of the brochure. It would be great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're doing a lot there, and it's like people don't realize how much we actually have done. And I said a couple of years ago, if Egg Harbor City would just do what's in the actions for sustainable, we'd have like a phenomenal city, a very move forward type place, and we're getting it done. And hopefully it has something to do with getting on city council. I got like a bigger voice. They listen more now. So, and the council has also changed, and they're more into this stuff than the prior council was. So that's a good thing. All right. Next would be grants. We were awarded a $5,000 forestry, resiliency grant from Atlantic City Electric in November, and we're going to be using that to do a forestry management plan, which is in that gold standard thing. We had meetings with Dell Conservation District and a meeting with a man called Bob Williams. He was like pretty renowned in New Jersey for forestry management. And I think we're going to go with Bob Williams when he met with Rick Dovey and I about 2 weeks ago at City Hall. And when we explained what we wanted to do and what we were concerned about regarding the forest area beyond City Lake Park, where there's very, very few I think there's only a handful of houses out there. He called it, "That's terrific," he said. And this fella is currently working with the DEP and the Forest Service to do the state's plan. So he has an in with the bigwigs that would review this and possibly fund it. And we're going to talk more about that in the next, we're going to like assign him the job, and he'll do the report, and then present it. We'll present it to not only city council, but Erin Hafen and the public, and they will decide what they want to do about the forest, how they want to manage the forest, if they want to manage it at all.
And
so that's a good thing.
I have to go to that recreation meeting in a few
Oh,
minutes.
30, yeah.
Can you skim the agenda, see if there's anything for me?
Yes.
I'll be back as soon as they're done, but I think they're long-winded tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to be
Are
back.
you at City Hall?
Yeah, I'm at City Hall, yeah.
Are they there yet?
I didn't hear anybody, but I'm in my back office. I didn't, I'm not near the main room, so I don't know. Tana was there. Councilperson Ortiz was here.
Yeah,
But
he called me. That's who
that was
called
it.
me earlier. Let me see. What do we have? You want to talk about the audit, the ACUA audit?
Oh yeah. So ACUA has volunteered to use their staff, as well as maybe some interns that they have, to go through and take a look at our recycling on recycling day. Not our city recycling, but residents of the city. Take a look at their recycling, take a look at their trash when they put them out on the designated day, so they can see if there's any way that people may not be recycling properly, may not be recycling at all, or may need additional education, probably will need additional education on recycling. So they'll come through, I think in April is what we discussed, and they'll do an audit and they'll explain to us what they found, and then we can come up with a game plan of how to help educate the public with this audit. They're doing this for free as part of the new trash can recycling can program that we initiated last year.
And then Arbor Day. What were your plans? You said you wanted to do a program on Arbor
Tree planting demonstration. Yeah. So as part of the Arbor Day celebration, when we're giving away the trees and all that, I would have myself and Public Works employees doing a tree planting demonstration, so we could explain what the proper size of the hole is, what the depth is, the amendments that we put into the planting hole, as well as refilling it. I mean, it sounds pretty simple, but it's a little bit technical if you want to get it done properly. And then how to stake a tree, and we would do that demonstration. And I have a tripod now for my iPhone, which is the worst. But I film things now. I never thought I would. So I will film this, and we'll have some kind of social media video that we could post to educate people on how to plant our new plant a tree that they would buy, let's say from Home Depot or something like a nursery stock type of tree.
Good. And we had also talked regarding the trees about, well, we'll talk about it with the forestry board. We talked about possibly coming up with a residential tree planting program where we could contract with a nursery to just actually do the planting and everything for a resident for a fee. They would pay, of course. They would pay us, and we would pay the nursery. And we talked about doing that sometime this year too. So we'll go back over that again. But that's let me see.
Pretty much it.
That's all I have. That really.
Yeah.
You would.
Are you bringing Galloway Steve to our next meeting?
The next meeting, yes.
Okay.
He couldn't make it today. Something.
Okay. Good. Okay.
But he said next.
I can't make it to Green Drinks. Who is the new guy on here? Brendan, these green people, they like to get together for drinks all the time. So just get used to it if you're one of those.
No problem.
All right, good. But yeah, I'm going to run over to that meeting and see what's going on. I may be back in a few, but I'm not going to cancel the meeting. I'm just going to put it on. I'm afraid to cancel the meeting. So I'm just going to leave it with no audio, no video.
All right. Great. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, so where were we here? We were talking about the $5,000 grant for Bob Williams to do the management plan, forestry management plan. We also have an opportunity to apply for either a $10,000 or $20,000 grant from PSE&G. And I had asked if anybody had any ideas on what we could request money for. And I didn't hear from anybody, or nobody came up with any ideas. So what we're going to do is apply for $10,000 to supplement that $5,000 grant for the forestry management plan. When we talked to Bob Williams the first time, he quoted, "Oh, that should cost the city maybe $10,000, $15,000, depending on how many acres it is." So there's like a lot of acres out there. So if the more money we have, the further he can go with his study. And he even offered to take us out there and drive us around. I don't know if everybody's aware of it, but that forest area has a lot of cedar stands, which cedars are very valuable trees. And unfortunately, during Hurricane Sandy, we had saltwater intrusion, and it destroyed some of those cedar stands that are in the water there. So I understand from Bob Williams that the value of the trees, even though they're dead, is still there. So they could be harvested and sold pretty much to whoever does the forestry, maintenance out there. And it could generate revenue, although that's not really the goal. It's to really protect the municipality from forest fires, which are, getting pretty common these days. And we were in a drought up until I think around October. They lifted the drought restrictions, and unfortunately, we're back in a drought again. So this snow will really help. If it melts slowly, it'll help replenish the aquifer, and we might come out of a drought again. And the other thing is, we have we call it the burn pit area out at the lake. There's a patch where there's a clearing back there, and the kids, high school age kids, go back there and party and drink and start fires. And recently they had to call the fire department out. They had pallets piled up, and they were going to start a bonfire in the woods.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that awful? I mean, so, we put our word out to tell the kids not to go into the woods and start bonfires, because that's how that big fire started up in Ocean County. And it burned thousands and thousands of acres. So if you have kids, or no kids, tell them to stay out of the woods. Over the holiday season, I updated the website. It looks completely different, and you might want to go on there. There's not that much information on there at this point, but it's like a living document that'll just keep growing. So check it out. If you have any suggestions or something you want to see added on there, just let me know. And as far as actions go, with the city council at the last meeting, I'm jumping around. The state of New Jersey has introduced legislation. You remember when we passed the ordinance to limit construction debris, from cutting Trex and those plastic products.
The microplastics.
Yeah, we passed that ordinance to require contractors to use tents to cut that plastic material inside a tent, or to lay down tarps so that the debris doesn't go into the ground or into the storm drains, which it goes into the storm drain, and it winds up going into the bay, and the fish eat the plastic. And guys go out there, well, mostly guys, girls fish. The fishermen go out there, collect the fish, go home and eat it. So they're eating the plastic. And so we passed that ordinance. It was started in Margate. And that was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I don't know if you know Steve Giesecke, but he's the chair of the Margate Green Team. And when he told me they were doing this program with microplastics, I was like, oh my God, that should be a state law. Well, enough towns have passed this ordinance that it has been introduced as legislation to make it a state law, a statewide law. So the city council at the last meeting passed a resolution supporting that and recommending that our legislators in the eighth district sign on as co-sponsors of that legislation. And it pretty much reads the same as what we adopted. So, I mean, these are things that, we're working here in a little town. Nobody thinks that what we do makes a hell of a difference anywhere. But now it's traveled across the state. It really is a good law, and it should be nationwide. So
that's glad to hear that. We're working on it in Stafford. So fingers crossed. So your whatever your resolution or ordinance, that's online somehow?
I don't know. The clerk doesn't really keep a lot of our stuff online. I could send it to you if that's
okay.
Yeah, I'll send you. Let me send it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. And ours was modeled off of Margate's, and there were several little variations, but it's a good ordinance.
Nan, it's Hazel. I just want to say, I don't like to leave, but I've got to go sign into the Zoom meeting at 6:30 now for the Democratic Convention, because I'm part of setting up and everything. So
okay.
I will call you. One thing, did you find your birthday present in your mailbox?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, just want to make sure you found it.
Yes,
okay.
Take care, Hazel.
Like there was
all right, I'll be in touch. You too. Thank you. I'm glad you joined us. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, but I have
Good
to
job.
go. Bye.
Another good law that's been introduced at the legislature, actually signed by Governor Phil Murphy on his last day, was the Skip the Stuff law. And that's kind of follows the state law about the plastic straws, that you can only get them if you request it. So now it pertains to plastic eating utensils in a full service restaurant. They can't just give them out. You have to ask for it. So that'll reduce, plastic in the environment. And the governor also signed. I mean, this is amazing that all this stuff started by green teams. The sale of invasive species in garden centers and stuff, they're no longer able to do that. So they'll have to provide the correct versions of milkweed. They won't be able to give tropical milkweed up here. It'll have to be the proper species of milkweed. Things like that. No more bamboo being sold in local garden centers, things like that. So that's another good thing. And Lord knows we have lots of invasive species in some of our woodlands in Egg Harbor City. So you Brendan, you work with invasive species?
We've worked somewhat with it. I guess just to really preface it, I've been working with a solar company for about 3.5 years, and a good bit of the work does have to do with that as well, just because, especially when it comes to shading on properties and everything, to get the most efficient of solar panels, sometimes we have to evaluate, if trees do have to be removed, obviously, if not, and then when it comes to replanting any trees, if we do remove any, which you did touch on earlier, especially with like replacements and ordinances. I know I've definitely seen that start up in North Jersey and work its way down. So I have a little bit of experience in that, but just really in general, especially everything that you've been saying the past 10, 15 minutes of all these laws and ordinances being passed. I think that's great. But I mean, I definitely want to help out and be involved any way I can, since at least around in Egg Harbor City, I don't know how much help you guys get, especially when it comes to younger people too. Because I'm only 25, but I mean, I definitely see the importance of it. And unfortunately, I don't see a lot of younger people really
Yeah,
being able to see that.
yeah, yeah. That's the hard part, is reaching out to the kids. Although, Cedar Creek High School has an environmental science magnet, and they, kids are kids. They come up with ideas and they want to help, but then they don't completely follow through with stuff. We were working on a project with the high school for 2 years in a row, to have the kids go to the creeks after a snowfall and collect the water and test it for salt. And it was like a salt water intrusion program. And then all they had to do was really post the readings up on a website that they had access to. And they did that. They did it, but we never got the information to put it into writing and put it into an action. So if they posted stuff, I have no idea if it's ever actually been followed through on. They're interested in doing something now, they told me, with recycling, and they might be helping out. We kind of funneled them to the ACUA to help with the audit that's going to be done in the spring. So hopefully some of the kids will be able to get out of school or get a half a day of school and be able to go through the terraces and on recycle day and tag some buckets and say, oops, you should have, you put plastic bags in your recycle bin. You can't do that. It'll say that. They'll put a tag on the bucket. And that's how we have to educate the public, because believe it or not, people after 30 years of mandatory recycling in New Jersey, people still don't know what's recyclable and what's not. So we've had programs in the past. We even had a 90-minute video that nobody watched, right. About how to do it. And it's, everything's social media. If you can't get the message across in 15 seconds, goes right over their heads.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you, and I get what you mean by that. I mean, just driving or walking down some of the terraces and stuff like that, you really see just how, I mean, whether it's carelessness or they're not educated on it or not. I mean, sometimes I really get surprised by
yeah,
what's put out there.
Yeah, it's frustrating for me because I insisted that the city council purchase those big 96-gallon trash and recycling containers to clean up the city, because people are using smaller buckets, they're overflowing, the turkey vultures get in there and they open up the bags and the trash is all over the street. And it's really bad in my neighborhood. I live in the center part of town, and we spent $200,000 to buy those buckets, and now the terraces are littered with 95-gallon trash and recycling containers. People just don't take them in and put them on their property, and that's frustrating to me.
Nanette, who paid for that?
The city.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a big ask.
Is that Clean Communities money?
No, it was taxpayer money.
Yeah.
It was actually, I think we used some of the proceeds from the sale of the water treatment plant. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But we took it on as a way to clean up the city, because that's what this council wants to do. We want to clean it up and make it sparkle. We have a councilwoman, Kim Hesse, who has started this Egg Harbor City Shines program, and it includes all that stuff, plus code enforcement, trying to get people to clean up their properties, and all that stuff. It's a hard sell to the community, because they're used to it being the way it is, and they can't imagine it's any different.
Is Kim on city council?
Yes. So All right, now we need to talk about our spring environmental series and what you guys, we usually do 4 programs on a Saturday morning. So we need to come up with some ideas. When we went to the League of Municipalities, I think you were there, Amy, right?
Yeah, the David Elkner.
Yes. Have you talked to him at all?
No, I have his card though.
Uh-huh.
So I can't remember when he said was a good time to reach out to him, but I mean, probably can't be too early.
Yeah, I think he's a retired fire chief from
Yeah, I remember saying something like that.
Florida,
When
I think.
are we looking at April?
Yeah, we need to come up with dates. We usually we've been doing like April and May, somewhere around there where it's warmer out and we get more participation. You don't want to do it when it's too cold. But Arbor Day comes in between there.
Right.
It would have to be done before Memorial Day.
Well, I
So
could
I
reach
think
out.
earlier for something like that.
Yeah, I could reach out to him and ask him what Saturdays in that time period that he's
Yeah,
available.
check that.
Okay.
April, March, April, May, around there. And, we could do a program every week, every 2 weeks. But once we have them all set up, I'll make one big flyer and have all the events listed on there. But this man has a bee. He raises bees. So he said he would come and do an actual demonstration and bring the bees out to us, which would be kind of neat to have actual bees and have him in his mask and talking about. I guess we would let him sell his honey. So that's the only one that I came up with, or we came up with that idea to do the bee program. So if anybody else, we also have our photo contest that we do every year. This will be the 3rd year. Brenda Ruth manages that program. And that is to take a picture of a tree or trees in Egg Harbor City. That could be year round in the snow or whatever. So I posted a flyer, I think it might have been early January, that this is a good time to take pictures of trees with snow. So don't forget, take your picture and submit. And then we give financial prizes to the winners. We have one, I think, community one, a student one. So we'll give prizes for the winners, $25 gift cards or something like that. The other thing is the dates of Arbor Day is an issue that we need to talk about. Every year I try to get vendors to come to our Arbor Day program, and it's the day before Earth Day. So we never get any participation from the community. So I'm thinking, instead of doing our Arbor Day program on the 24th, it's always on the last Friday in April, that we might do it a week early or a week later, and hopefully get more participation from these type of vendors. Like, even the master gardeners are too busy to come out because they're going to be at Earth Day all weekend. So what do you guys think? What do you think? Having a preference?
I think, yeah, doing it earlier or later would be better.
17th?
Yeah, well, that's the weekend before.
Yeah, the week before.
On Friday.
Yeah, it would be. We usually do it after school, 3 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So the kids can participate.
Yeah.
That might be good to have it a week early, because then when they go back to class, they might be able to do something in school for Arbor Day. Or maybe we could get them some trees they could plant or something on Arbor Day. So we're going to plan for the 17th.
I think so.
All right. Jerry talked about doing the tree planting demonstration. We also give away trees. We usually buy 15 trees every year, and they're whips. They call them whips, and it's really just one big stalk of a tree that'll take, it's probably like half-inch caliber, a 1-inch caliber tree. So they're very small. They're tall. They usually are 6 to 8 feet tall, but they're very small trees. So we could do that again. We have funding for that in our grant. And the other thing with having it on April 17th instead of the 24th, we might be able to have a native plant sale because every year, I try to get the native plant people to come, and they can't come because they're too busy with Arbor Day. They do their, I think the Pinelands Preservation Alliance also does their native plant sale that weekend. So maybe we'll get more participation if we change the date. I have one here, Monarch Pledge. Was it last year? We bought Monarch way station signs, and I think we bought 5 of them, and we located milkweed grown in the wild, and we planted these signs around. So we could do more in the way of getting people to plant milkweed. So we might work that into Arbor Day too. So I also have, I bought a silk, well, it's not real silk, it's nylon, butterfly wings that we can hang on the fence, and you can take pictures of your children with butterfly wings.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I have a lot of kid stuff in the box there that for kid giveaways to get more kids involved. Any other ideas on what we could do for the spring environmental series?
I had grabbed a pamphlet for Hackensack Riverkeeper, but they charge. They do indoor presentations. They bring the river to you. They have videos, PowerPoint slideshows appropriate for all age groups. But their fee is $200 to $400 depending on location. So I didn't know if that was an option.
And they're in Hackensack?
Yeah.
That's way up there.
Yeah, I was looking, but what else did I grab? What about the orchid people?
We had them once before. Did you go to that?
Yeah, I bought 2 orchids.
Yeah, we could get them back. That's the Off family.
Yeah, I actually kept them alive for like 3 years too.
Really? Mine died right away.
Yeah, they lived, they bloomed. I was so excited.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we could do that. We can contact them.
And then who did the small container gardening thing?
Yeah, that was good. We did that same year, I think. I'd like to do that again. We couldn't get it off the ground last year. Why didn't, I think it rained. I think we had
Yeah,
and it rained.
I know my entire life was falling apart last year that time, so I wasn't there.
Yeah, we could definitely do that because we have the greenhouse there at Peace Pilgrim Park.
Yeah.
And Jerry, he brought over a pile of mulch and dirt and all that stuff. He has all that stuff at DPW. So that would be easy to do. And it was, we called it a pot party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring your own pot and we'll provide the plants. We're fortunate that we got that donation last year and we would have money to buy the plants, and it would be good to do that after, if we could get a native plant sale scheduled for that week of Arbor Day, we could do the pot party afterwards, and we could buy some of their plants to put into those pots. So if we do the pot party, we could do it in May. You don't want to do it too early.
Yeah.
because, you don't want to be watering in April. You don't want to water until, the summertime. So yeah, let's do the pot party again.
This is a little off topic, but remember that email about the classes through the what was it, the Pennsylvania
Yeah.
whatever, but we couldn't do it because it was through a college in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I registered myself.
You did?
Yeah, I signed up for, well, first I'm going to do a couple of them, I think, because some of them they're not that much, and they're
Yeah, they're like
self-paced. So
$15. Yeah.
yeah, well, the first I did, I signed up for tomato growing basics.
Oh,
So we'll see how that goes, and then I'll figure out what I want to do next.
well, we have the Rutgers Master Gardeners.
Yeah,
And
my mother-in-law is a master gardener, a Rutgers master gardener.
is she local?
Yeah, she's over in Mullica Woods.
Oh, cool. Would she head this up?
I could ask her.
Because they grow the small plants, and they have that new Rutgers variety that they're smaller round globe tomatoes. They have various species of tomatoes that they cultivate, and then they sell them at their native plant sale. So if we could work with master gardeners on that, we could do a tomato growing basics.
I have to see I don't know how involved she is with it anymore, but I know that she was a Rutgers master gardener.
Well, we could get, what's her name? I mean, she would just have to help at the scene, because we could get, what's her name? What's her name? The educator over there to actually do a talk on growing tomatoes. So we don't need her to teach. We need her to
Right.
help.
Well, she was a teacher in Egg Harbor City.
Oh,
Ruby Kramer.
I don't remember her.
Yeah. I I think that was a long time ago.
I'm pretty old.
I can't.
I'll put Rutgers
I think it was like late 80s.
Master Gardener. All right. Well, I'll. What's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Yeah, she comes at least once a year to help us with a program. So we'll get her to do. Okay, so we have tomato growing basics with Rutgers Master Gardeners. We have the pot party, which will be in May, closer to Memorial Day. We have off orchids. We could ask them to come back. We have the bee program.
Mm-hmm.
Possible.
It's usually four.
Who?
We usually do four things, right?
Yeah, we could even show a movie. We could actually show the movie in the new
Maybe they could show the bee movie in the Archway Park.
bee movie.
It's a kids movie.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
That's a good idea.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a great idea. Get all the kids involved. Maybe we could do the bee program there. We'll have to think about that. Bee movie, it's called, right?
Yeah, it's
Cartoon, right?
the bee movie. It's from 2007.
In Archway Green. Barbara, Archway Green is that new park on the 100 block of Philadelphia Avenue.
Okay.
And they did have movies there for the kids last.
Outside?
Oh, yeah, outdoors.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. So, that's great. I'm so happy. What else do we have here? All right, I think we got enough. If anybody comes up with any ideas that are just knock your socks off type ideas, let me know.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about adding them. Let me think what else we didn't. I have flyers from past years to see if there's anything else we could replicate. But people really liked some of those programs we did, like the pot party.
I think, well, those were the things that actually got me interested in all this to begin with.
What that series?
Yeah. Yeah, I happened to see them on on Facebook and went and it's PG, the B movie. I wonder if that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I don't have anything else other than upcoming events. This Friday evening, is it this Friday? I'm looking at the wrong calendar day. Yeah, this Friday, 5 o'clock, the Atlantic Cape Sustainable Hub is having green drinks at Summers Point Brewing Company. It's at 705 West New York Avenue. Barbara, why don't you tell us about how green drinks works, if for those who don't know?
Well, yeah, I guess I only know how it works here, but it's international. It was started, I forget now which country it started in, but where people come together to network, support each other, and we say the drinks aren't green, the conversation is. So, I mean, everything from like if you had a green business and you want to share business cards, or um, you just have questions and you want to get support on something. So it's been 10, in March, we celebrated 10 years since we had our first green drinks.
I believe it's 10 years.
No, I know. I can't believe it. And so most of it, or at least more than half, we met monthly. And but now we're meeting 4 times a year. Um, and and we're so let's see, I guess it's been different things over the years in terms of numbers and people and then some regulars. But always good conversation, good people, and just trying to support each other.
Yeah.
And so for us, um, we've been having it at the mainland. It's a hotel on as you're going into Long Beach Island before you get there. It's in Manahawkin, and people buy their own drinks and their own food.
Yeah.
So you just show up.
Yep, just show up, have a cocktail, maybe something to munch on. I don't know, Summers Point Brewing Company, I've never been there, and I don't know if they serve food or if they're going to order pizzas or something like that. But so I intend to go to that if I could. Well, I got dug out of my house. I was like, I had no meetings to work on this week. I was like, I'm just going to stay in for the next 10 days. But it's supposed to snow over the weekend, so we'll have to look at the weather forecast to see if Summers Point's a long ride from here. But it's always fun, and I know some of these people from all over South Jersey that are on their green teams, and it's really good to get together with them every once in a while, where you're sharing ideas and sharing what you got. What are you guys up to? That type of thing, and it's a lot of fun. So I intend to be there Friday night, barring any weather problems. Steve Fiedler, who's on the Galloway Environmental Commission, and he's on their green team, is looking to get wild and scenic designation for the Mullica River. Wild and scenic means exactly what it sounds like, that the river is wild and scenic and it should be preserved as such, and it should have recreational opportunities for people. And more than Egg Harbor Township, Mullica is a wild and scenic river because there's very little development through at least most of the river. There aren't any kind of like industrial sites along the river or anything like that. So it is kind of pristine. And so he's seeking wild and scenic designation. And that, I believe, is a national thing where you have to go through the federal government to get that. So he was supposed to be here tonight to talk about it, but something came up and he couldn't make it. So he said he would come to our next meeting, which will be February 24th. Hopefully it'll be in person. And I got an email today from the chair of the hub, the Atlantic Cape Hub, asking us to do green drinks in Acorn host the green drinks here. So I don't know when we can do this. I'd like to do it like,
I think
don't know,
spring.
spring, or when we're not doing anything else. We're going to be busy with all these other events in the spring.
That's true.
And I haven't been available during the summer because I have to go to the shore and work there. But the parking situation is so bad. Trying to for me to get to my job on holiday weekends that I didn't go this year. I was supposed to go to work, but I didn't go to work because there's nowhere for me to park. I go to the island, I fight the traffic, drive around for 40 minutes, and wind up turn around coming home. So I'm not planning on being at the shore on holiday weekends this year. So we could do it in the summertime, sometime during the summer. And
where do we want to do it?
Well, we have Renault Winery. We have the Inn on St. Louis, which I think we had green drinks there once before, and the people were a little bit disappointed. We have the Crossroads, which is kind of crowded.
Yeah. They have the back patio.
That might be fun, doing that in the summer on an off night, like maybe a Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then we have the Firehouse, which is good.
They have the upstairs room.
Yeah. I don't think we like to be at the bar. I don't think being isolated. I think it's more being in the bar area.
Yeah.
Other people can overhear. What are you talking about? And let's get involved in this conversation too. So I'd like to see it back there again at the Firehouse. Renault is expensive. I mean, you're going to pay $20 for a cocktail there. So
yeah. Well, I'm not. But wherever we do it, maybe we could ask them, because I was thinking the Inn on, I know Frankie at the Inn on St. Louis.
we could do it in their outdoor.
Where
they have their patio area.
Oh, out back. Well, I was just going to say that Frankie makes up drinks, and I was thinking we could have her make up like a signature, drink or something for the event.
Okay, that sounds like fun. Yeah, definitely. Have you been over there lately?
Yeah, I was just there 2 weeks ago and the week before. This is the most I've been out in like a year. So, I mean, I was not impressed when they first opened. We went there like 3 or 4 times, and it was disappointing for various reasons. But I know like a couple weeks ago I got the chicken parm sliders. They were good. I thought the prices were decent. And then I got on a brioche bun. It was like a chicken cutlet Caesar sandwich, and there was so much chicken on it. I took half the chicken off and took that chicken for lunch at work the next day. But yeah. I was also disappointed in the beginning, but I feel like it's gotten better.
Yeah,
so,
I think it has.
And I'm always sober, so I'm not just thinking that the food's good.
You say that again?
I was saying I'm always sober, so I know like the food is actually good. It's not me thinking it's good.
Yeah, I didn't think you were a drinker. Yeah, all right. Let's work on that. Sometime during the summer, you think?
Yeah.
For the outdoor area, if it's not.
Although the summer they might be busy, unless we do it on kind of like an off night.
Yeah, an off night.
I was thinking with the parking and stuff over there in the summer, off night probably work better.
Where at?
Brendan, I didn't hear you.
I was just saying the off night in the summer might work better because sometimes the parking there is pretty tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Glad I don't live on that street.
Yeah, people still show up though.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll work on that date. And
this woman from American Recycling Resources called me. This was the municipal clothing recycling program. Where it doesn't cost the city anything. They bring a clothing donation bin. They come and collect it. They pay the city a monthly royalty payment on each bin, so the township gets money for it. So I didn't know, that would be like something that had to be brought to council, isn't it?
Yes, because we would have to find a location for it.
Right.
That's the only thing, like, the last time they did it for the VFW, because they were trying to raise money,
Mm-hmm.
I guess the sign or whatever. They had it over at the greenhouse, and they filled the greenhouse up with, I mean,
Yeah, see, I think it needs to be somewhere where people are going to see it.
well, if
Like,
we did it there, I mean, it's just, I don't know if the city's going to want to bin, because, these companies say that they're going to take care of it, but sometimes they don't.
yeah.
And the bins overflow, and then there's, so if we could do like, do they do like an event type thing where they'll collect for a month or a couple weeks?
We could, yeah, I mean, I could call her back and ask her. We service I mean, it's a minimum of twice per week. They come in.
Pick up twice a week?
That's what it says. A minimum of twice per week. 24-hour hotline.
And they pay us?
And they pay the town. Yeah. There was,
Well, if we do it, we host it, we could keep the money for our green team.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
And it says something, you receive tonnage reports for recycling credits. I don't know what that means.
Well, because they have they have to keep track of how much recycling they do. So they do a tonnage report.
Yeah.
It goes to the accumulated recycling, and then for that we do get there's grant money that comes back to the city for that.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, thank you. So I don't know. I mean, but I could ask if they, tell her like, that's the fear, what the fear is with it, and ask if it can be done on like a trial basis, like one bin.
Well, that's the other thing. There's no contract with that you have to keep it there. So if it doesn't work out, we just call them and tell them to come take your bin out.
Yeah, it doesn't look, there's no
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get in touch with her and ask.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds good.
And then the last thing I want to
location. So
yeah.
I mean,
I'll get the rest of the information, then I guess you can take it to council.
Yeah. Well, do you have an idea where it should go? Where a bin would be work out? I think right there in that Peace Pilgrim Park area near where they park those big trucks, maybe back that way.
Yeah. I mean, if that's an area where there's people like that, are kind of like in and out, because I'm just saying, like, if I feel like people are less likely to dump a bunch of crap if it's like a high traffic area.
So,
but you don't want it in a high traffic area because it's a high traffic area. So I don't know.
Well, after that collection they had a couple months ago, I mean, I think everybody in town brought stuff over there because
yeah,
it was.
Did they take it all at least?
Yeah, they got like a couple $1,000.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they filled that greenhouse up with clothing.
Yeah, I mean these are they recycle these clothes.
I brought tons of stuff over there, and I'm like, I got to get rid of this. This is This is like I have clothes coming out my ears.
Yeah, I have a pile right over there that needs to go.
I have clothes hanging in the garage that have been there for 30 years.
Yeah, I just let go of the dress I wore to my 30th birthday party.
Including the Giorgio Armani suit that I bought and for my honeymoon is hanging in the garage.
Okay.
It's high culture. What are they? Haute couture?
Yeah.
I paid a lot of money for it back then. I think I paid like $200 or $300 for it, which was a ton of money back then. My sisters got mad at me because I spent $300 on one suit.
I looked up the Sustainable Jersey Schools thing, and it looks like Egg Harbor City hasn't been the last time they were certified, Egg Harbor City Schools, was 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about bringing that to the school board.
Okay.
And seeing if they would be on board with doing it, because like the contact information on there is for the retired principal from the community school. all the information's like out of date.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I'll talk.
bring that up because we'd like to have more involvement with the schools, but they're very difficult, I find.
Yeah.
I was involved in the schools during the 1990s, heavily involved with the schools. And it was hard back then to get anything done because the teachers wanted, I don't know, but they do have a green team at the high school. And
Okay, I think that's one of the mandatory things.
yeah, so there's a lot of activity over there. Like I explained earlier, they have good intentions. They want to help and do that, but the follow through never happens.
Right. Yeah, mandatory green team. I don't know. I'll talk to Adrian and find out how to go about like kind of bringing it.
Back in the day, the ACUA used to have a program. I think they called it the Recycle Bowl, and they would do recycling audits in the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, they actually had the kids separating their trays from the plastic utensils and recycling stuff. And they won the Recycle Bowl like 3 or 4 years in a row. So
Oh.
they were really active, and litter patrols and things like that. The teachers, what was her name? She used to take them out on Philadelphia Avenue, the middle schoolers, and they would pick up trash along Philadelphia Avenue. And they kind of stopped doing that. So I don't know what's going on with the schools. You're more connected there, so
Yeah.
definitely do it. And the other thing too, I don't know if it's still true, but at that time, whatever points the school district or the schools got for their programs, they could share them with the green team for the municipality. So, so we were able to share so that they could get certified. I don't know if they still allow that, but it was a good way to get it off the ground, so to speak, and give them a little encouragement to keep going. So check that out. That's great. I appreciate everything you're doing, and like to see more involvement that way.
Yeah, well, everything has calmed down, so I can do things now.
Oh, good for you. Anybody else have anything to offer or want to talk about anything particular?
I have a question. Are you a 501c3?
No, we're part of the city.
But so when you say your money, like, how do you get to keep the money separate?
We have a trust fund. And it's just a line item in the municipal budget. And the CFO creates by resolution a trust fund for a particular purpose. I think we have one for recreation. We have one for the green team. And so I got a donation from former Senator Bill Gormley, and they just put it in the trust fund. So we haven't touched that money yet. So we have $1,000 that we could spend on stuff. So we'll be able to buy plants or whatever. We have, there's other acts. We have the grants for the trees and all that. So that's separate. That's federal and state money. But the trust fund, just establish a trust fund. And you don't need the 501c3 because the city is a 501c3.
Right. I think some other green team might be a 501c3.
You have to talk to Matt and say, could we have a...
We kind of have talked about it, but trust fund never came up as an option. So
just the trust fund.
No, and the town is very generous with us, but still there's...
Yeah, well, any funds that you raise, you want it to go for your group. So if you
so that's
get a donation or something like that, it just put it in the trust fund, and it's specifically for that purpose.
Okay, I'll bring it up at the next meeting.
Anybody else?
And
Brendan, anything from you?
Not at the moment, but I just want to say I'm happy to be here and really hear all what goes on to it. And like I said earlier, just kind of want to be involved any way I can. If anyone needs help anywhere, I mean, I definitely want to try my best and doing what we can for the city. So,
do you drive?
What do you mean?
You have a truck?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I have a truck. Yes.
You have a truck? That's a
Yeah.
biggie. We always need to move stuff around. Like,
Yeah. It's not a big truck, but yeah, I don't mind helping any way, shape, or form that. I mean, even just on my own, like you said, people, picking up trash and stuff. I was doing that a little bit ago. I just, wanted to see. I knew there was something out there with the city. I just didn't know until recently. So I've just been trying to do stuff on my own, but to
yeah.
hear like-minded individuals and stuff, I really think can do a lot. So yeah, any way I can help, just I guess let me know.
Whenever we do these events and Arbor Day and all that, we always need somebody to drive up to the nursery and pick up some trees and help us move the tent and the chairs and tables and things like that. So having muscle helps because we're a bunch of old ladies. Like,
Yeah, I definitely don't mind that. That sounds great. I'd love to do that.
Dan helps.
Yeah. Yeah. So weekends I should be free. Weekdays I can definitely come. I just have to drive all the way from Delaware, but I should definitely be able to make it.
Right.
So one more question. Do you still
Yes.
do the citywide cleanup?
Yes, that's always is it the second Saturday in May or the first Saturday in May?
I think it's the first.
The first Saturday in May. We get hundreds of kids to help out with that from the high school and all. And
I know. That's what I aspire to get going here, but it just is not getting off the ground.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, everybody turns out for that, and everybody gets a T-shirt, and they have the barbecue afterwards. And
Who pays for the T-shirt?
uh,
I think it used to be ACUA decades ago.
ACUA, yeah, I think the ACUA because they're ACUA T-shirts.
Okay.
So they provide the T-shirts, the grabbers, gloves,
Bags.
and bags.
Yeah.
And so they provide all that. It's through Clean Communities money, I guess, that they have their grant. And kids just show up. And then Lisa, the mayor, uses some of our Clean Communities grant money to give monetary awards. You put your name in a hat for either individuals or communities or families, and then they pull them at the picnic or the barbecue. And so and she gives like 10 or 15 awards. And they're like,
It's awesome. You've been doing this for a long time.
yeah.
Yeah. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. And so anything else, folks? Just wanted to mention that we have our community, what do we call it? The Urban Forestry Tree Board meeting, the first meeting on next Monday at 7 p.m. at City Hall. We have 3 members, Amy, Dan, and Dick Colby are going to be sworn in. And that's like a city board that'll meet quarterly, I think. So those members need to decide who's going to be the chairman, and we'll help. Jerry and I will help with agendas and things like that. So
that's this coming Monday, right? The 2nd?
The 2nd.
Okay.
February 2nd.
Okay.
And that's at 6 o'clock, right?
No, 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
Yes. There's 2 meetings that night. I got to juggle 2 meetings. There's a meeting at 6 o'clock, and then the tree board meeting at 7. So I'm looking forward to that. That's in the ordinance to create that board, and I'm working on the agenda to get started. But that's think about between the 2 of you, which one of you want to be chair? Amy.
What?
Amy. Yeah.
Oh no. We'll talk Monday.
All right. And I don't have anything else. If anybody does, just speak up. And if not, we can sign off. And I'll see you next month on the 24th. Is it February? The 24th. Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be an early spring, so that will be in person.
Okay.
If I keep saying it, it'll be true.
Yes. No snow. All righty, folks. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Okay. Good job, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Nanette, thank you for everything you do. Thank you
Oh, you're
so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. Yeah.
I do all the talking. I don't like to talk. I get hoarse after a while.
Mhm. All
Good
right.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.